Alrighty, this is Cartoon Butterfly Part 2. We're just going to do some things to make it stitch out better, look better once it's stitched out. One thing that I did do without recording it is I went ahead and deleted all instances of white. These little round areas, the little circles, those are white, and you can click one of them. Can't do it because I've already deleted it. So I'll show you on the pink. Just click that, go up to edit, select same, fill color. That will select all of the, if you're doing it on the white, it'll select all instances of white. And then you can just hit your delete button on your keyboard. They'll be gone. White will be gone. The reason I did that is because now those are no fill in those white areas. So whatever color fabric that you're stitching it on will come through in those holes. Kind of give it another, like if you put it on a red fabric, now the butterfly has a bright red or pink or blue. I mean, it's already got pink, so you get what I mean. Only thing is, these eyeballs were white, so I need to get rid of the holes in the eyeball, which is as simple as click the node, click the eye, select the two nodes that represent the little white spot eyeball, and delete. That simple. And we're going to zoom back out. I want to create a satin stitch around the outside, which is this green one, which I just control click selected, and this other one right beside it in my layers, object layers, that is also one. So I'm going to duplicate those. Hit duplicate. And I think I want that to be out. So I'm going to move those up until I'm out. Move it up to layer. Okay. And now I've got them right here on the outside of the area. Because I want those, I'm probably going to want if I do, depending on what color outline, satin stitch outlines, and I'm going to do some line outlines too. So depending on what color I want those to be, I'm probably going to do those last. So now that I've duplicated those, I've moved them outside of the zone. Go into fill, turn off the fill, give it a stroke. We're going to do black for now. And then you got to give it some size. There you see our size increasing. Outstanding. That's probably pretty good. Now I'm going to just turn those into a satin stitch. Sweet. Okay. Now we did create one problem, is if all of these are the satin stitches. I'm going to group that, and then I'm going to move it up. So now I don't want satin stitch on this underneath side. We're going to have to cut it. If it's not already cut, it may already be cut where we need it. Yeah, probably not. I'm going to zoom way in. That one looks cut, doesn't it? That's the outside one. And that's the inside one. How much is that inside one? That's pretty much most of it. Let's see what we can get away with doing it this way. I want that one. I want this one gone. And we want this one gone. And maybe. That'll actually work. So any of them that I turned to hide, we're going to delete those. Okay. Now, what other problems did we create? First of all, we're going to go ahead and finish this out. All you have to do is just extend it. And I'm just going to straight line extend it to there. That'll be fine. So we could simplify that. I don't know that we need to. Okay. I want to see. We may have, nope, not that bottom. Okay. Just those. We'll see what direction we're going to stitch in. Could not load. Rung intersects around more than once. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's troubleshoot just that rail right there. Right there. Yep, sure enough. Pull that out. Get rid of our troubleshoot layer. Grab those two that we wanted to see again. Should stitch out now. Outstanding. Let's see if we get lucky on this side. Looks like it's going to do the same thing. We'll cut some of that right there off after we get it around. Sweet. Oh, okay. Yep, that'll work. Go ahead and run that. Go ahead and run that just to the head, like so. We'll give that a curve with one of these. Work. There. Down the other end. Alrighty. Let's give that a quick troubleshoot too, because it may have done the same thing. You got that many twists and turns and you're telling it to automatically create a satin stitch for you. Might miss something here or there, just like it did this. This case, rungs don't intersect, which is this one right here. So now it intersects. For that troubleshoot layer, complete. Now, next thing I'm going to do, we've got that. I'm going to select this pink layer right here on both sides. And we're kind of going to do the same thing again. Hit duplicate, run it outside of the duplicate, run it to the outside layer, and do the same thing. We're going to turn fill off. Going to hit stroke, black, stroke style. This time I'm going to do a dotted line because I want just a straight stitch. Black all the way around. And kind of get a visual on it. It's still only, don't matter what your width setting you put it on, it's still only going to do a straight stitch all the way around. We need to run those two up to the top also, just like that. Nice. Now let's play around with some fill settings. I'm going to come in here on this green, go to extensions, Inkstitch, params. That's a, it defaults to a horizontal fill stitch. I think I'm going to leave that, but I'm going to lessen the density a little bit because I want the butterfly wings not to be very dense, so that it looks like they're kind of see-through like butterfly wing. Butterfly wings are supposed to be very light. Spacing between rows, that's your density. Default is 0.25. I'm going to change that to 0.5. It would be something that you'd stitch out and try it and see what it looks like after you've stitched it out. So we'll run with that for now. So 0.5. Now this one here, the pink, I'm going to go ahead and I'm only going to do one of those at a time because I want the angles on each side be the exact opposite of each other. So on that path, I'm going to go to Extensions, Inkstitch, Params. Angle of lines of stitches. That's the magic one. Now I'm also going to change this one to density spacing 0.5. But on the angle of lines of stitches, I'm going to do a 45-degree angle. I'm just going to go ahead and hit apply. Don't need to see it. Going to the other pink side, I'm going to do it in the other direction. Inkstitch, Params. Make sure the spacing is 0.5. And then a negative 45-degree angle. Because that's how my brain works. So on the inside here, I'm going to set that one. I'm going to leave that one as a horizontal. No, I'm going to set that one to vertical. So we can do both of these at the same time, so that because they're both going to be vertical. Do extensions, Inkstitch, Params. We'll do a spacing between rows is 0.5, and then angle line of stitches is a 90-degree angle. Hit apply. On both of these, actually, I should say all four of these, I'm going to set all four of these, if I can get them, that one, that one, that one, oh, that one, oh, that one, yes, and that one, yes. I'm going to leave those horizontal, but I still need to do the 0.5. Leave those horizontal. On the body, we're going to make the body and the head and the body and the outline stitch, they're all going to be set the same. I'm actually going to make those denser at 0.2 so that it kind of resembles a satin stitch. It's not a satin stitch. It will resemble a satin stitch. So spacing between rows, 0.2. I'm going to leave the fill stitch angle at a horizontal. Okay. I'm going to do an outline stitch on these two. So duplicate, run it outside, run it to the outside layer. Probably a quicker way to do this. I just don't know it. If you know it, I'd appreciate somebody telling me. So same thing, kill the fill, give it a stroke style dotted line. I'm going to give it a little bit bigger so I can see it, just to visualize it. Drop it to the top. Color. Me stroke paint color black. Yeah. Alrighty, I'm going to do the same thing with these. Duplicate. Killed what I was working on, didn't I? Okay. Grab both of those. Put it to the outside layer. Heal the fill. Stroke. Black it is. Dotted line. Give me a little bit of size just so I can see it. And run it to the top. Outstanding. I like it. Okay, so for each one of these, that is my satin stitching. Okay, so for each one of these, I need to go ahead and throw a trim on those. Attach command, trim thread. All right. Alrighty. So I'm going to turn my document to portrait. So that I can put a word in here. We're going to just name it butterfly. We're going to do Inkstitch lettering. Make it a pretty lettering. I like the magnolia pretty good. Just name it butterfly. Hit apply. That'll show up. I'm going to drag that down. I'm going to do a little curve on that. I'll show you how to do a little curve on that. Go to path effects, hit the plus button. The one you're looking for is bend. On mine, it's the second one. I don't know if alphabetical is standard, but that's what I've got. I'm going to select this one right here, which is edit on canvas, and it'll give you a line just like you're used to working with. And just like a line that you're used to working with, I'm going to select both of my end nodes and add one in the middle. Now with that one in the middle, make sure that's the only one highlighted. I'm going to hit make selected nodes symmetric, and bend it up. And I'm going to pull these out a little bit. Outstanding. There's your curved up butterfly. Bring it down. I'm going to ever so slightly rotate. And I like it. So just like that. Now we're going to see. I did a lot. So since I did a lot, I'm going to go ahead and do a troubleshoot. Sometimes when you curve the satin stitch lettering that you create, sometimes if you curve them enough, you'll pull a rung out of a rail, or you might push a rung into another rail. So it does, sometimes it'll cause a little issue, but I've had a lot of good luck out of it, and I've done quite a few now. So it's worked pretty good. Let's see what our finished product looks like. Speed this up a little bit. Yeah, I forgot about those jump stitches right there. Yes, I did. I forgot that each one of those holes were going to be a jump stitch. That's interesting. Not too bad otherwise. We could get, let's see. Yeah, not too bad. So there's our realistic, except for those jump stitches. This looks really good. I could make, to do it again, I probably would make that satin stitch around around the main part. Probably make that a little bit thinner. But other than that, I'm really happy how this came out. You can see angle on the stitching here and the opposite direction angle on the stitching over here. So I like it. A little bit of see-through. So you have to be careful with the see-through if you're doing running stitches underneath. Those running stitches will be seen if you're doing too much see-through. So you have to play around with that a little bit. You might have to do some additional jump stitch cutting before it goes to the next piece. Put in some stop commands, or as you're changing thread, do a little trim. Other than that, these black threads on top for these jump stitches on these holes, those would be really easy to trim. I'm happy. I like it. Thanks for watching.